You want to create walls for VrChat, but Blender is your nemesis. That's where I come in. Let me give you some tips and tricks here, how we're going to do it. I'm using Blender 4.1.1. Just download it through Steam. That will keep you updated. So it's the latest version. I can definitely recommend that. And you can see down here what I'm pressing. And other than that, I gotta assume that you know the basics of moving around in Blender. There's enough tutorials out there for that explains that, so I'm not gonna deep dive into that. That being said, let's start here. The cube, I'm going into edit mode and moving it up by 1 on the Z axis. And then I'm gonna scale it down, S, and then Shift Z to not scale it in the Z axis. This is a human reference basically, so I kind of get what size I'm making the floor. So now that I start with a plane here, going into edit mode, scaling it, now I'm starting to imagining what are the rooms that we're gonna make. Let's create a big one here. I'm pressing E to extrude, and then whatever axis I'm going on, like this, Y on this one to get it up here. And then I'm shift clicking on these edges, E for extrude, and then X to do it on the X axis. Gonna select this edge, Control X, so it's one big room here. Let's create another room here, E, Y, and EX here. That's a pretty good layout for a wall. I mean, why not? We're gonna start there. Then we have some rooms to do whatever we want with. I'm gonna press 3 while I'm in edit mode up here. Press A and then double press I. That's gonna inset here. And then you can kind of imagine the wall sizes here, the other ones. Control I to select everything else, like invert the selection. And then E to extrude, and then we have our basic walls already. Let's see, do we like the size and everything? You can press Shift F to like fly around in Blender. And you can play, while flying around, you can press G. That makes you fall and use gravity, and now you can use WASD to actually walk around just to get a feeling of the rooms. Okay, I'm liking this. But so far we don't have the... We can't walk through walls in VrChat, so let's make some holes. The way that we do that is create a cube. I'm gonna again move it up by 1 in edit mode on the Z axis. That way when I scale it on the Z axis, it's only going upwards and not just down and up. I'm gonna then press the walls here that we have, go in and say generate Boolean modifier. With our door thing here selected, I'm gonna go to Object Properties, Viewport Display, and display as wire, so it's kind of see-through. Let's press this, select this, press F2 and call it building. There we go. And then in the modifiers tab here, the boolean that we selected, select the wired cube here, meaning that now we can just put that where we want and it's gonna make the doors for us. Go into edit mode, press A to select everything, Shift D, and then Shift S to not make it go up and down. Let's see here. Make another hole there, Shift D, make another one there, and Shift D, make one here as well. You can hold in control, that will kind of snap it. R to rotate, by the way, set for the Z axis. There we go, move it in, kind of placing them where we want, and now we have access to all the rooms. We can walk through here. It seems a bit big, doesn't it? But that part of just eyeballing it, it's gonna be a bit big maybe. Let's actually just get ready to import it. I'm gonna press Alt C that is gonna apply all the modifiers we have, like the boolean here, make it into an actual mesh, because right now when we go into edit mode, there are no holes. So Alt Z, gonna apply, and now we have actual walls and stuff. I'm gonna select, I'm actually gonna delete these, we don't need those anymore. Then I'm gonna select everything here. You can press the floor, say select similar, and then coplanar, selecting everything that is the floor. Go into materials, press this plus twice, call the first one floor, assign, take the next one, call it walls, Control I to select everything else but the floor, and press assign. That way, if we go into material mode and make the walls red, they're gonna be red. What else should we do here? A good idea is to unwrap this, because the UV maps are probably not that great right now. Let's see. Let's select. Yeah, that is not gonna work. So Control A in object mode, apply scale. Then press A twice to deselect everything and select the walls. Press U, Smart UV project. That's gonna give you this so much cleaner, so much better. Floor, we could do the same. AA, and then select the floor. Press U, Smart UV project. There we go. What you wanna do, I'm gonna assume that you know how to, I'm using the Creator Companion to load up a weld. This is the 22 version. From the assets here, I'm gonna say show in Explorer. That way I can go into the assets here and then copy this link here. That way, if I wanna say export FBX, you can search for FBX export there. And say selected objects, make sure that you have only this building selected, call it building.fbx, make sure to put in the file up here, where it should go, and basically just say export FBX. That way when we go in here, it'll already be here, and now we have it inside of Unity. Put in a mesh collider there, and that should actually do it. Since we have done the different materials, that also means you can create a new material, if I can find it there. Let's say a somewhat blue material there, and now you can just drop it on the walls, and you can change whatever you want inside of Unity, and everything should be working fine. So that's the basic setup for a world. It's very basic. Right now we don't have the roof either. We have some, like, it's very square, but the very basic right there is how you make the walls and the floor, and it should be good to go. We could test it, of course. What I like to do is put in an empty here. Let's see, why do we have that way over there? We probably wanna, this is gonna be where we spawn. So I'm gonna say F2, call it spawn. Yeah, spawn. Go into VRC world up here, say spawns, and drag that in here. Where is it? There, the element one there. Make sure that it is above the floor. Is it above the floor? Yeah, okay. That should do it. There. And let's test if this works. We can just say build and test forest non-VR. Let's do it and check if everything works. And there you have it, inside of VrChat, the very basic room that we have created. So this is going to be a series where I will make sure that it gets more detail, making door frames and stuff like that. So far we're going to do it manually, but I have a tool upcoming. Here's a quick show off of how easy it is to use. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to release that on my Patreon in case you want it to be easier to make more details in your world. Otherwise, feel free to just follow these tutorials and do it yourself. It is great to be making worlds. Get your creative stuff in there. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.